talking to the foreign minister and making that very clear. And then the other thing the State Department does is look out for U.S. citizens who are there or who might be traveling. And in that connection, they have issued a travel alert. It's a very specific thing, has a lot of good information telling Americans to avoid travel to the region. They mention that the airports are closed, transportation very bad. Roads can be damaged, etc. And they also note that there can be strong aftershocks for weeks after this. So, urging them not to go. Also, telling American citizens in Japan to contact their families if they can by any means. It could be SMS if they can't get any telephone lines or cell lines. And now also, we've put a kind of a consolidated list of numbers and contacts, etc. And maybe we can tick through those. They're useful for people. Let's go through the emails. If you need information or help, if you're there or you need information on family who might be there, if you're in Japan, there's an email address, japanemergencyusc@state.gov. And then also if you're outside of the region, there's another email, Pacific Tsunami USC@state.gov. Then there's also telephone lines from the U.S. You can call 888-407-4747. And if you're abroad, it's 1-202-501-4444. And then there's a website, and this is where you can get a lot of information in one place, travel.state.gov. Travel.state.gov. And then finally Twitter. Twitter.com/travel.gov. So there's a lot of information on various platforms, and anyone who needs any help or wants to get information on their loved ones can contact those numbers and get some help.
All right, that's great information, because I know we have a lot of people emailing us this morning still trying to find out info, especially as they're dealing with a little bit of a break in communications because of the phone lines. Thanks so much, Jill.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're following breaking news, the 8.9 magnitude quake which rocked Japan. This morning, Japan has asked U.S. forces to help with relief efforts. Rescuers are frantically searching for people either trapped under damaged or collapsed buildings and debris, or perhaps looking for people who have been washed away because of those massive floodwaters that came through because of the tsunami. According to Japan's national police, 64 people have been killed, another 57 missing, but it's important to note that these numbers are very preliminary and unfortunately likely to rise significantly.
Also, Hawaii is the place we've been keeping a close eye on for the past, I guess, hour, you could say, or so, because the first waves are starting to show up of this tsunami. It's dark there, certainly now, but this is a live picture. It's hard to make out exactly, I mean, it's hard to judge what exactly you're seeing there with the water, but officials are telling us there that, in fact, the first waves are starting to show up. Important to note, the first wave, usually not the strongest. These come in cycles. So we're going to see several of them more than likely, and they could get stronger. Some areas predicted could see waves between 6 to 8 feet. National Weather Service reporting that waves could hit Oregon and California this morning, somewhere between 7:15 to 7:30 local time. That's Pacific time. So 7:15 to 7:30 Pacific time. It would be around 10 o'clock Eastern time. President Obama also instructing FEMA to be prepared and to help Hawaii and other U.S. regions that could be affected by this disaster.
Also, he says the United States stands ready to help the Japanese people, and they've put those words into action, as we heard from our Barbara Starr, getting several USS ships, including the Ronald Reagan, as well as others, to get relief out there. Meantime, the first wave of the tsunami bearing down on Hawaii right now. We're going to be getting an update from the U.S. Geological Survey on the seismic event that rocked Japan and the Pacific. We'll be right back.
One line helps communities turn plans in.
Okay, so a song by Paul Beckman, Paul Rainbow Song, created March 11, 2011. Whoops. Using guitar chords. E, F sharp minor 7, maybe B7. The song's going to be called The Earthquake That Rocked Japan. the earthquake that rocked Japan. The earthquake that rocked Japan. 8.9, that's so big. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of devastation. Well, all the people who live there, I hope you're okay now. I hope you're okay. All the people who live in Japan now, it's not gonna be a piece of cake. 8.9 on the Richter scale. Well, that's so big, hardly can compare. 8.9 is almost 9.0. What you gonna do? Well, now it's headed for Hawaii, coming on now. Could be some flooding in California somehow. Well, you people in Japan, I hope you're okay. Well, now I hope there's no casualties. I hope your property is still there, please. But I just watched many homes get washed away. Boats, buildings, cars, and everything. Just like a tablecloth, you pull it out. And if you're not successful, everything comes off the table when you pull everything on the ground. Well, that's what that tsunami looked like when I watched the waves hit Japan. Oh yes, I would be in a daze. It pulled everything back when it went back to the water, as if it was nothing. Cars, boats, buildings, everything, trees, nothing could cling to such a powerful wave as it blasted back its way.